everybody. My name is Lindsay Giese, and I'm the Executive Director for River Arts, Inc. And we are bringing you a modified program today of our Social Saturdays Coffee and Coloring that we typically have here in the studio once a month on Saturdays from 10 to 12. So obviously we've had to make some changes with that program. So we now are offering our coffee and chats. And so I wanted to bring to you our first guest. Was an obvious choice because he is one of the owners of John Joseph Coffee, who provides the coffee for our Social Saturday events here. So I'm hoping that you're already familiar with John Joseph Coffee, but if not, you're going to learn a lot about him and the business, and probably more than you ever thought you could know about John Brennan. So please, I guess I'm so used to saying please welcome.
Yeah.
At your house, if you want to applaud, you may, but please, here is John Brennan.
Yeah. Well, more than you've ever wanted to know about me. That's scary, and that's a lot.
That for an intro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Hi, John. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought we would start with kind of just the history, how you started. A lot of people now know that you have the roast shop, but how did John Joseph Coffee begin?
Sure. This was a long time ago. It kind of all originated in the backyard of Bob and Marita Kelter. We were there for some sort of gathering of some sort. This was 2009, maybe? Okay. 2009, summer of 2009. And we spent the evening chatting up this guy who was a coffee roaster in Chicago. And he built his own roaster and delivered all his own coffee. He just made it seem very romantic and fun and crafty and this wonderful creative endeavor. And we were drinking lots of beer, and this idea just kept like growing on us. And we went home the next day. Sorry.
Were you a big coffee drinker before this conversation?
Yeah. As big as, coffee. It's great.
Yes, cool.
I wouldn't have, if you would have 2 days earlier, if you would have said, hey, are you going to go into the coffee industry? I would have definitely said no. That's not something that was. And it's even, 2 years after that, if you would have asked if we were going to make a career out of it, it probably would have been a no. But so yeah, we went home that day and started talking about a new hobby. And that's all it was. It was just going to be like something fun to do. Me, my dad, family around town. But we built a coffee roaster out of a gas grill. Just a gas grill we bought at McFarland's, and then we ripped it apart and lined it with extra layers of metal and put it back together and attached this big, strong rotisserie to it. We had a drum fabricated, so it was like a stainless steel perforated drum that could hold about 8-10 pounds of coffee in it. And we stuck it inside this roaster and roasted away. Yeah.
Was this something that you had seen done? Like, did you just make this invention yourself, or?
So it's a fairly common thing. Okay. Some people call them whirly pop coffee roasters. Okay. We weren't inventing the wheel by any imagination. You could definitely look on YouTube how to do this kind of thing. Basically, it just takes a lot of time and willingness to spend some money, and just one of the harder things about roasting coffee yourself is finding the unroasted coffee.
Oh.
If you know the right places, you can get it, but it's not something you can find on the grocery store shelf or places like that. So you've got to go through like actual importers or find a place in the coffee growing region to be able to do it. But
Has any of that process changed now with everything going on? Like how you can order coffee, where you can order it, or importing
So,
things? Where does it come? What's the chain of
yeah,
coffee come?
obviously we're getting a lot more. So that first bag that we got, coffee bags come in bags of about 130 pounds. So that lasted us a very long time. Especially since we were mostly just drinking it ourselves. Most of the coffee we were producing wasn't very good, so nobody else wanted it. There were a lot of very polite people that said, "Oh yeah, nice, thank you." But yeah. So that now we're buying more at scale. We're buying typically about 1,000 pounds a month. So it's a little bit bigger of an endeavor, but we're still using a lot of the uh, same importers. Yeah.
Okay. And the warehouse that you go to, I remember you talking about one time. Is that in Fort Atkinson or?
It is, yeah. So it's just an hour away. So we can, if I placed an order today, I could go pick that up tomorrow, which
So
is
that's nice.
super, yeah, super handy. Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember from another conversation. I want to check on this rumor. Is it true that all your neighbors knew when you were roasting back when you just were doing it at your house? Like there's a
Mhm.
specific aroma?
Yeah. So roasting coffee is uh, about 75% burning grass or burnt toast and about 25% wonderful coffee smell. So the first 3/4 of the process, it's not the most pleasant thing. Uh, at least, for me, that's something that I'm always very cognizant of is making sure that I'm not
Odors?
annoying my neighbors. Yeah. We early when we were still roasting in our driveway, it was some random day. This guy pulls up into our driveway, like going like a million miles an hour, and hops out of his car and he's like, "It's you!" And I was like, "What? What is me?" And he's like, "You've been burning toast for 8 years." And
Guilty.
yeah, so that was weird. But we've also got fans. You know, a couple of our old neighbors have come up to me and told me that they miss it.
Oh.
That was one of their favorite things, going for walks with the dogs and smelling that. And we've spent some outreach time of our neighbors around here, around the shop, just chatting with people and making sure that we weren't doing anything that bothered them too much. Yeah. If there was a certain time they wouldn't want it. Yeah.
So it is a family business. You are in this with your dad, also John.
Yep.
How has, like, I guess going from the hobby to making it a business, how has it been working with your dad?
Yeah. It's great. Me and my dad are very similar in that we're pretty laid back, and we both kind of recognize when not to push on each other, so that we can judge each other's moods pretty well. We get out of each other's way when there's that look in our eye. But yeah, no, we're great because we also have differing skill sets. He is exceptionally handy. He can probably do about anything you could name.
Yeah, he
He
built a lot of things there, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he pretty much can accomplish anything that I bring to him at any point, which is really nice. Like I can just say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I could do that next week." It's pretty nice to have. He built our big table that we have in the roast shop here. He was instrumental in getting our pinball machine repaired. He can still fix it whenever it breaks down. He yeah,
It's a good
he
person to have around.
absolutely. He was able to. He actually did our big barn door on our wall back there. Um, yeah, he's able to figure stuff out and make it work, and at a low cost. And that's how you operate a small business. If you're not doing things at low cost, then you're not existing. Yeah.
Yep. So I think most of the community knows that you're obviously the most famous Brennan, but I don't know if they know that you're one of five brothers.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, which brother is most likely to watch this video?
Ooh. Um, well, probably my brother Matt would most likely watch this video because he actually would consider himself the most famous Brennan.
I
And
thought so, but that's why I wanted to.
yeah, he is. He's a talented guy, you know. He's got a very fragile ego, so you know he needs to be able to watch this so that he knows what to tell me to make sure that I know that I'm not that great. So, you know.
He is still one of the first Dancing with the Stars champions, so I will give him.
Yeah. But let's be honest, that was a complete gift because Emily Udelhofen absolutely demolished him twice in a row, and he was given a very nice shiny gift.
You know, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yep. No comment. No comment. Which of your brothers drinks the most coffee?
Oof. My brother Jeff. I have a brother Jeff that lives in Orlando,
And
and he does most of our graphic design work.
okay.
So he has got it in his head that I nearly constantly owe him coffee. So about once a month, I'm sending him 6 to 8 bags of coffee, and I think he's illegally selling it as well, reselling it, but also drinking a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
You got to do what you got to do in these times.
yeah. I think he's stuck in like an
Did
apartment.
he design your logo?
It was my idea, but yeah.
Obviously.
He was the one who made it look good. Yeah.
And then your other brother, Jim, helped build that beautiful piece behind you, correct?
Yeah. He did build it. That is one day he came to us during the build out process and asked for some of our wood from our wood wall in here. And you know, he's just like, I got an idea, and we handed it over and let him run with it. And it turned out great. And I honestly, I think that's, you know, a secret to any small business's success is to empower people to do great things. Let people run with it. Let people use their creative juices to help you anytime you can. You know, that's
Well,
yeah.
it sounds like it's definitely a family affair.
Yeah.
Chipping in. How many times have the cops come to the shop?
Oh, just to visit many times. Travis Hilliard is a good friend. He's here, you know, all the time, filling up a cup of coffee and chatting.
I knew he didn't really work. I'm just
And
kidding.
we've got other police friends.
He's keeping things safe there too.
Yeah, I've yet to be arrested for anything here. The fire department showed up once, and what was most scary about that situation was it was the police that called them. So they had to buck up and call the fire department because they could smell my roast in their police station. Yeah. So that was a little scary. They came in with axes and yeah, but they laughed it off and then left. So I gave them a lot of coffee for that.
Smart idea.
Yeah.
What would you say is the strangest thing that's happened at the shop? Or maybe that was it.
What was funny about that situation was the strangeness of it was the fact that my cousin recognized what was happening before I did. And he actually came in right before the firefighters and set up to take photos of that situation.
Of course.
Yeah. So, and then we actually used that to put it in the paper. We put that picture in the paper, and that was how most people knew who we were for our entire first year. We were the guys who got the fire department called on us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good publicity.
Yeah. This
When
is
there's
an
not
odd
really
situation.
yeah.
Yeah. I think most people are used to us at this point. and we're pretty good about, not roast. What was unique about that day was it was very foggy, so our smoke was held close to the ground. And I've learned to not roast on days like that. So yeah.
Good little insider tip.
Yeah, there you go, everybody.
Okay, so we've joked a lot, but I do want to have a little bit of serious talk here. And I know that you and your dad will never toot your own horns, so I'm going to do it for you. Besides our coffee and coloring program, I know that you have coffee kind of all over the community to benefit different businesses. I know DeMarie Knit has your coffee there often. Showcore Invitational, you have your coffee there. But beyond that, you also are active and participating in community events like the Sauk Wine Walk, and you're just there to help out the community.
Yeah.
And so I guess I was wondering, where does that stem from? Like, why do you feel like it's so important to be so ingrained in the community?
So kind of goes back to what we talked about when you brought up how we got started. We weren't getting into coffee maybe because, we were that passionate about it. Maybe it was just an entryway into being a bigger part of the community, something that we really enjoyed. But man, this community doesn't have that. And we can use that to, do good stuff and be a part of everything. And it's very important to us. We want people to reach out to us if there's something going on that they could use coffee at. We just recently, we helped install a new coffee machine at 6-8. It felt like the right thing to do. Like, we have the connections to make that happen and make it work really well. Yeah. We like being part of the wine walk. It's an easy thing to do. I'm really sad that your wine walk in Prairie got canceled because I was going to be your bouncer and I was going to throw some ladies out on their asses.
No.
Yeah.
Next time, we'll make up for it.
Okay. Yeah.
What were you going to wear for the luau themed wine walk?
Oh, I've got some really sweet, like, flowery shirts.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
A good start.
It's gonna be good. It was gonna be great.
A grass skirt?
No. Yeah. Okay. Grass. What's it called? What's the Scottish?
A kilt.
A kilt. A grass kilt, maybe.
Oh, okay.
That could have worked. Who knows? I hadn't planned that much.
So with all of the social distancing that we're doing, how has that changed your business? I guess how have things changed for you? What are you still offering?
Yeah. So we acted pretty quick, probably before a lot of other small businesses acted. Definitely before the governor told us that we had to close down. But my wife and a number of family members are in the healthcare industry, and we were pretty keyed into what was about to occur, and really we didn't want to be a distraction. That being said, I think most people would at this point say that being locked up in their house, they don't have coffee, it's not going to go well. Like, it's so
many divorces will happen. They need your coffee.
Yeah. Homeschooling, holy smokes, is that energetic work. So we definitely shut down. We did home delivery for a while, and we were shipping a lot of coffee kind of all over the country, and that was really time consuming in a period where we were struggling with this new homeschooling thing. So we actually kind of shut the website down for a while. But we're looking at reopening it with a little more tighter plans. We're going to do deliveries 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Okay. What's really nice is we can deliver and drop it off on somebody's doorstep, and never have any socializing at all. We can just pretty much be coffee ghosts. So that's pretty interesting way of evolving our business.
Yeah.
But it'll keep us in business.
takes you back to the beginnings a little bit because you started with delivery and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
getting
So
back to
we've been doing a lot of test running on that kind of thing. We stayed in touch with a couple regulars and some friends. So we did that on Saturday, and it looks like something that we can continue doing. So we're gonna roll out the website again here probably tomorrow, and allow people to buy online and then deliver and ship.
great. Will you offer just certain types of certain beans only?
No, we on our website pretty much everything is available. And grind as well. So it's pretty wide open. I really enjoy the roasting, so it's really not a huge deal.
I guess that's a question I should have asked at the beginning was how long is the roasting process from start to finish?
Sure. So obviously we've upgraded since the old grill, but our roaster is a 20-pound roaster, and I roast 20 pounds in about 14 minutes.
Oh,
And so it's pretty fast. So it's typically, so last Saturday I got here at 5:30 and roasted for 2 hours and ended up with about 150 pounds. So yeah, so
great.
it works out pretty well. Mhm.
Okay. I have another serious question.
Yeah.
Um, do you think the toilet paper shortage is a direct correlation to people drinking more coffee at home?
Uh, you want an honest answer? I
I'm
think
just
the toilet paper shortage is due to insanity, but you know, but it's understandable insanity. You know, I I think yeah, yeah, people aren't going to work, so they're having to use their own toilet paper instead of their workplace toilet paper. So
great.
there's that too. Yeah,
Great. Oh, the toilet paper saga. Did you ever
yeah.
think that would be the first thing to disappear? I mean,
No, that's I always figured that most people were buying in bulk anyways, so that and how much were you going through that you need that much? I don't know.
it's an
To
interesting.
each their own.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
Well, that is it for the questions that I had planned out.
sure.
I thought that was a good final question.
Yeah,
But I'm wondering, is there anything else that you want to add? Um,
yeah. No, couple
oh,
things.
wait a minute. Oh my gosh. No, this is what we need to finish on.
Sure.
Um, I noticed that you have a different look today,
Hmm.
and I feel like the public might want to know. They probably have been wondering this whole time.
Yeah,
What's happening
yeah.
with your face right now?
Um, I have a mustache, which I've had a number of times in my life. I had it for the '80s wine walk.
I
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah, that was
yeah.
creepy. Mhm.
And no, what this mustache is all about is I've got a lot of this, but I've got a lot of family members and friends that are working in the medical field, and right now, uh, everybody at the hospitals are wearing masks pretty much nonstop. So anybody that used to have a beard had to shave their beard so that they could get a mask on. And one of my best friends, uh, a man named Scott Olson, used to have a beard like down to here. Like it was just a magnificent, beautiful beard,
Mhm.
and he had to shave it. And he chose to shave it into a mustache for whatever reason. But I felt immediately like if that guy couldn't have a beard, I don't deserve a beard either. So we today I launched a new campaign, and it's a nonprofit, and we're not taking any money, but it's just an advocacy movement.
Okay.
Uh, Mustaches for nurses. A nurse is a male nurse, so mustaches for nurses. The other name that we're working on is a nurse stash. But basically just saying, hey, these guys are sacrificing every day going into a place where they don't know if their health is guaranteed. They're working hard to save lives and do great stuff. The least I could do is annoy my daughter with my mustache. I heard nonstop jokes all day long.
You have to embarrass your children. That's
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're going on, well, today I actually went on TV, but most days I'm not. So
I know it seems a little bit counterintuitive because I feel like most people are using this time to not shave because they can just be at home and they don't have to worry about what they look like. And you are on purpose shaving more.
mm-hmm.
But
it's going to be, it's really added a lot to my life in one day.
Will you be sharing videos or photos of people on this new page?
Absolutely. It's on Facebook.
Okay.
Mustaches for Nurses, and encouraging people to shave into a mustache and post a picture. And if they've got a story, tell a story. It's all pretty much just the way to make fun of Scott, but it's a fun way to do so, and also just help people remember what we're doing here and why we're doing it.
Yeah. And in a fun way, and in a way that it helps everybody cope to get this. So
yeah. Most days nobody will ever see my mustache, which is very comforting.
Okay, so beyond that, was there anything else that you feel like we didn't chat about today that you want to share?
Yeah, for the local Sauk Prairie people, remember if you're ordering online, use the code LOCAL, and it removes shipping costs, and it means I'll just drop it off on your doorstep. And other than that, just stay safe and stay isolated, and hopefully this ends pretty quick here.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for chatting with me today. If anybody has other questions for John, you can leave it in the comments and he'll get back to you as soon as he can. And anything goes, because as you can see from this conversation, I really got to the heart of some issues today. So feel free to ask anything. He might not answer it, but I think you should ask and dig deep. So thank you for watching. And John, I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, someday.
All right. Take care.
See you, Lindsay.